tip by Bishop Dag Heward Mills Ministries. Discover how God can change your life forever.
Tonight I want to share with you what I call the 6 laws of placement. The 6 laws of placement. In other words, the laws that determine where you are placed. The laws that determine where you will have, what position you are going to have when you are working. Amen. And I think I gave you all one of these books. So I'm preaching from the book, chapter 9. The laws of placement. Amen. Now, the reason why we would even talk about where you would be placed, what position you would have in the church or in the work, is because everybody wants to be at the top. But not everybody can be at the top. And you notice as you have a pyramid, it gets narrower as you go higher. So there's fewer spaces as you get higher. You can have one managing director, but you can have 28 secretaries. When Adolf Hitler used to travel by train on a special train called the Sonderzug, the Wonder Train, he had a whole carriage, several carriages full of his bodyguards. And he also had whole carriages full of his secretaries. So, but there was only one, what they call the Führer, the leader. Out of Hitler's name, the Germans call him the Führer, which means the leader. So, as you get higher, you have fewer places. There are many privates and many corporals, but not so many generals. Everybody wants to be a general, or everybody wants to have the highest position. How many want the highest position? So there are all the other reason why I'm sharing about this is because people get offended when they think they should be in a particular position, but somebody else is in that position. Do you get it? This is one of the greatest reasons for offenses, all right, in the church and at your work. So what I'm saying, actually, it applies to you in the secular workplace as well. There are laws that govern the position that you work in. And that's what I'm teaching. There are 6 of them. How many want to know these 6 laws, even though you have the book and you can have read it yourself? Is it not fantastic? Law number 1, the law of those who came first. The law of those who came first. John chapter 1 verse 30. John the Baptist said, "After me comes a man who has a higher rank than I, for he existed before me." Amen. This is the most basic law of placement, where you will be positioned. Because you came first, you have a better or a higher position. It's the most basic law. You are positioned according to how you came. Amen. What do you think? It's a basic law. And this is why many older people are often given early retirement packages. It is a polite way of saying that even though you came first, your presence is not helping situations. So, we need you to go away so that somebody else who could make things work better will come and be there. But we know that if we bring that person whilst you are around, you will always grumble. You will always grumble because you came first. Ain't it? Or you don't understand what I'm talking about? That is why they often lay off people. Because if you come after somebody, or somebody comes, somebody is there, you are there, and somebody else is brought in, and the person is put in over you, you often find it difficult to flow with a person. Did you know that? So, just remember that the first law is the law of who came first. Now, how do you apply that to yourself? Sometimes when you get a new offer to work somewhere else, sometimes you shouldn't take it because of this law. Because when you get to a new place, you came last. Whereas where you are third. You are the third person who came around. But the new place you are going to be the last. You just arrived. What do you think? Do you understand the message? So many times, this is the reason why rebellious people fall flat on their face. Because they violate this law of who came first and go out of their high position to a seemingly nicer position, but they don't realize that in that new position they are number 16, whereas they were number 2. And just after they left, the number 1 dies. It is based on this law that Professor Mills was chosen to run for the NDC. Because he was there first. He was the vice president, and he won primaries. He stood for president once. Stood again. So he was there before other people like Spielgabra and others came around. So many people don't violate those laws. Often it goes by who came first. What do you think? So watch out. Because the longer you stay at a place, somehow you go higher, sometimes just by the people above you disappearing.